The future of the film industry. Welcome back to Screen Fiend as we're talking about the future of the movie industry. That's right. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. They're getting nominated. Some are winning most of the Emmys for best writing, best programs. As most of the writers and the top writers are getting exclusive deals with the network. So what is that doing to Hollywood? Because now most Hollywood writers are going right to a streaming service to get the product right to the distributor. It's already put a dent in movie videos rentals, as many people in video stores that are left, I think only Family Video is like still surviving the video wars for people who like to actually physically go into a movie rental store. They've even had to share space to keep their doors open. They had to share their space with another company that works indoors just to sell their product. Now they're selling cell phones and chargers and everything else to try to keep the store and the business working. Yep. So that is the future, or is it? That's what many got to ask themselves. And what's that feature going to bring? Now me, I'm different. I see the bad in a lot of this. You see, Hollywood executives are changing. The times are changing. You have Disney, you have Netflix, you got Comcast now. Everybody's kind of moving towards the streaming era. So now you got 21st Century Fox. They're in such a fever pitch. AT&T is scooping up Time Warner. And Lionsgate is starting to make some changes. They're seeing compensation drop. But Netflix leaped to the top of the echelon with just a few years. And Hollywood and major studios are fighting with cable operators for their carriage fees and retransmissions on their content deals. So when you see companies with roots, outside of the Hollywood mainstream, you're seeing people trying to come up with new ways to go, because all the innovative top writers are all going to the network. So you're seeing a lot of sorry writers write these movies that you're seeing at the movie theaters, and you're like, dude, these are remakes and stuff that's already sold. Like, I've seen this before. I don't need to see the same movie again. While Netflix is giving you different things. That's how they were able to top you. They said, well, nobody wants to see this stuff. Writers were able to be creative, and all the junk people didn't want, they put and said, we just want content. If you create the content, the people will see it. You might get a following. Netflix in 2012, they had 27 million US subscribers. Yep. And now they have 56 million. Around the world, they have 100. That's just in the United States. They have 130 million around the world. And Netflix, what they do is they keep a majority of the $8 to $14 monthly fee that the members have to pay for access to Netflix. Now remember, Netflix has jumped up twice within 1 year. It went to 11, now they're going to like $14.99. Now, Netflix does pay a fee to the distributors that help the company generate new subscribers, such as Apple and Roku, and now they got Disney and Comcast doing it. You know, on the other hand, they, you know, it's just a small slice of a much larger check every month by the traditional subscribers. Now, all their banking power is on the Disney brand Halo, the media giant that comes to battle arm with like Pixar, Star Wars, and, you know, Marvel and all that stuff. But Disney has a big problem that Netflix hasn't faced. You know, they got profit expectations. You see, Netflix has already skyrocketed the industry. So, like, their content spending is about 12 to 13 billion in 2018. At that time, when it was like in a building mode, investors were concerned about seeing gains in the market share and all that stuff. Disney doesn't have that luxury, you know, and they're embarking on the launch of their service, but it takes on a debt that they acquired from getting all the Fox assets. You know, of course, there's a lot of value in that, but they did take on the debt. And even though everybody assumed that Marvel would be the ones to dig them out of it, with all what they acquired with Fantastic Four and, you know, all the other Disney characters that they got, they'll be able to dig out of the ditch and go ahead and put this on the map. Now, what could be bad for Disney if they put out a product with the consumers that find underwhelming? If they find out that it's not sustainable to have these series, like all these Marvel shows that they got, Loki and all these shows, if the people find these shows to be generic writing and just ruins the characters, or it just failed to deliver, then this is going to be some uncharted territory for Disney, who's not used to having failures. You know, so it's going to be a different process, because you have to look at what they're all coming into. And most of the companies, they profit projections and all that stuff for theater films, all that would change in the absence of the traditional pay TV output deal that they had with Netflix for the past 3 years. So Disney plans to hold an investor conference so that they can address certain these questions. Because, you know, people like Wall Street and everybody else wants to know about the spending plan they got for the future. You know, as part of the studio blueprint on how they want to make some money. So when you saw Phase 4 last week and you saw the streaming shows, they were trying to tell you, this is how we finna get our money. But they're banking on those shows to hit. Now, what they also did is they struck a massive long-term TV rights deal for 10 Star Wars movies that will run through 2022, right? The timing of that deal indicates that Disney's planning for a service with Star Wars as a cornerstone brand that will come in the near future. Now, we'll start to see only big, major market films hit the theater. If you're a small budget film, it's going to be very rare you hit that many theaters, because you're going to be spending a lot of money when you could have probably made a lot more going straight to a streaming service. Because see, Netflix is paying, Amazon is paying, Hulu is paying. You know, they're paying big money. So if they buy the film, they can pretty much decide if it's going to make them money more if they just distribute it for a small release at the movie theater, see what they can get there, then take it straight to the streaming service. Makes sense. And you'll think the movie's a failure because it didn't do well at the box office. But on the streaming service, it might do well enough to even make that money back, plus double or maybe even triple. And unfortunately, that's why some of these smaller films are not being seen. Because people are so used to rewatchability. Now, they'll watch a movie once and then they're done. But because of the way the streaming service is, they get all the episodes right away. So you breeze through all the episodes and binge watch, and then next thing you know, you're done. And now you gotta wait a whole year. Yep, all gone. And what you don't get in binge watching that you would get from watching a regular series that comes every week is you watch the same episode during a week process. You might watch it once or twice, and sometimes maybe even 3 times. So you pick up new things in there while your brain is trying to figure out what might happen the very next week. Which makes for a more engaging show. You might have a dialogue about the show with some other people, and that helps grow a program. Now, Stranger Things, the way people work nowadays because of social media, everybody just goes on Twitter and tweets it all out, and everybody has to find out immediately why it's a trending topic. So when we start talking about the future of movies, I guess this is what they meant, huh? Because this is it. Now, did I ever want to be an actor? No. I wanted to produce, not even direct, produce and write. What makes actors believable to me? Well, you could tell from the performance of the character, meaning that I've seen people be intense before. Michael Shannon is an intense actor. But when he can come out of his wheelhouse, you know, to make a film that's something different from his character, you know, then, you know, you could say, oh, okay, this guy is something else. You know, he's really good when he's in his lane, when he gets a role that fits his character. Very stoic, very serious. You know, regular theater actors. But then you have actors who have a lot of range. And those guys can do any type of character. They become absorbed. You know, so, you know, that's how the movie industry is right now. It's a big streaming war. And will it hurt the movie business going the main screen, big screen? Yes and no. Like you're seeing right now, Hollywood has made a lot of money on their big films. Like you're seeing more billion-dollar films, but other smaller films, they're not really breaking the bank. Which will result to studios putting those movies more towards streaming networks. So yes, the times are changing. That we're only going to be seeing blockbusters in the movies. If you go now, it's nothing but blockbuster movies in the movie theater. Movies that cost about $100 million to make. We used to have like one, maybe two of those in the movie theaters. There's like 6 right now, probably. You have The Lion King, Spider-Man, Once Upon a Time in America. Who else? What else you got out there that's like big budget and crushing it right now? I think Avengers is still there. You know, they had Avengers, Toy Story 4, another massive film. So it's about 5 or 6. That's about 5 or 6 movies right there. You only got maybe 2 that are just small movies. That's it. Like the Crawl movie, nobody's really watching that one, and that was a good movie. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, it's dry out here. So I think Crawl will do great once it hit the streaming service. But anyway, tell me what you think. It's your boy Carcino. I'm out. Thank you for tuning in to Screen Fiend. Hope you subscribe. And if you want to donate to the page, donate to the Cash App. The name is Carcino on the Cash App. Thank you.